Hello everyone, this is Teacher Brenda. Welcome to my 10 Minutes Math channel. Today we would look into Mathematics Year 5, topic of money. So this is part 1 in which we are going to learn about multiplying and dividing units of money. So let's look at our first question here, which is 56 multiplied by 14,362 ringgit and 75 cents. How do we do this? Now, first of all, you would notice that we are going to use lattice multiplication to solve. Okay, the strategy that we are going to use is called lattice multiplication, in which each digit is represented by squares. So we would first have to assume this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 as a 7-digit number, okay, multiplied with a 2-digit number. So how do we do that? We'll need to have 7 squares drawn out, multiplied with 2-digit and 2 rows. Okay, so 7 columns, 2 rows. And we would have to write these numbers out, every number for each square. 3, 6, 2, and at this point, just ignore the decimal for the time being. Treat this as a whole number, okay? So it's almost like 1,436,275 times 56. So when you do this, now you do the individual calculation for each square. So let's start with times table 5 here. So 5 times 5, 25, 2 up, 5 down, 7 times 5, 35, 3 up, 5 down, 2 times 5, 10, 1 up, 0 down, 6 times 5, 30, 3 up, 0 down, 3 times 5, again 15, okay, 4 times 5, 20, and then 1 times 5, 5. So I'm going to write this 20 again properly, because if not, it will get confusing later. So in maths, make sure you write as neatly as possible, okay? Now, let's go on to multiplying with 6 for each and every digit that's on the column side. So 5 times 6 would be 30. So 3 up, 0 down. 7 times 6 would be 42. So 4 up, 2 down. 2 times 6 would be 12. 1 up, 2 down. 6 times 6, 36, 3 up, 6 down. 3 times 6, again here would be 18, okay, and 4 times 6, 24. And finally, 1 times 6 would be 6. Now, next, we would have to add all the digits that's in these diagonal columns. We'll have to add them. So over here, the lowest right here, it's a 0. Now over here, 5 plus 3, 8, 8 plus 2 would be 10. So again, 0, and carry up your 1 to the next house. So over here, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So 4, carry up to the next house. 3, 4, 4 plus 6, 10, 10 plus 1, 11, carry 1 to the next house. 11, 12, 13, so 3, carry up 1 to the next house. 8, 9, 10, 11, wait, 8. 8 plus 1 would be 9, 9 plus 4 would be 13, 13 plus 1 would be 14. So 4, carry up 1. And then 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 6 would be 9, 9 plus 1 would be 10. So 0, carry up 1 to the next house. And finally, 7 and 8 here, you would have this as your answer. So what do you need to do now is to write it out, okay, from left to the bottom right. So here we have 8, 0, 4, 3, 1, 4, 0, 0. This is our complete set of digits. But now you can put in the cents part of 2 decimal place values. So move your decimal points from the left, move in. And so you put your decimal here. And now you can read this number as 804,314 ringgit. So that would be your answer. And this is how you actually multiply a very complex number. Okay. I would suggest you all to use lattice multiplication. Okay, for this. Okay, next, let's clear this and move on to the next question, which is division. Now we have a number here, 963,696 ringgit or dollars here, in this case, 30 cents, divide by 42, a very huge amount, and divided by a double digit. Now, I'm going to take some time to explain how to come up with the times table for a double digit. Okay, remember, if at all something is divided by 7, all you need to know is your times table 7. If something is divided by 8, you just have to build up your times table 8, which by now you should have known. Okay, from times table 2 up to 9, it should be to a certain extent already by heart, remembered by heart. But if you have not, then you can still work out the timetable and do it. But what if we had a double digit like this? So there are two methods here to come up with this times table. So the first method would be to just do repeated addition. In that case, you'll just write 42 and then you put a line. Probably you'll understand this as 1 times 42. And then repeated addition means keep on adding 42. So now you'd have 4 and 8. So that means 84 is 2 times 42 plus another 42. This is called repeated addition. So 4 plus 2, 6. 8 plus 4 would be 12. So this is 126. This would be third. 3 times 42 plus another 42. And it goes on like this. Okay, 8 and this is 16 here. So 168 is 4 times 42. Now on this side, I'm going to do the second method of building times table 42, which I would say could be easier for some of you. So how do we do it is we separate 42, okay, into 40 plus 2, and we build the times table separately. In other words, I'll have to build times table 40 and times table 2, and then I add them back again. So just to help you with understanding, I'm going to clear this temporarily, okay? And just look at building up the times table over here, okay? So let's look at building. Of course, you know times table 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, all right? And it goes on. This is like up to 5 times. So do not forget your addition, okay? You have to add it eventually to times table 40. Now, times table 40 is basically times table 4 with an added 0 at the back. So 40 becomes 80. 4, 8, 12. Then it's 120. 4, 8, 12, 16. Then it's 160. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. So this would be 200. Add them back. And that's when you have times table 42 with you. So what is 80 plus 4? You have 84. Now can you see 84? 84 is the same. 126, 120 plus 6 is 126. Here you go, 126, 3 times 42. 168, 168. This is 4 times 42. And then over here, it's 210. And that is 5 times 42. So girls and boys, it is up to you which method you would like to choose, okay, to build your times table. You have to build your times table to do this division. Okay, so now I'm going to erase this part and I'm going to work on solving the question. Okay, so we have got up to 5. If the need be, we can build more. We can go on. But for now, we will try to solve it with 5 multiples of 42. Okay, so let's see. First and foremost, write down this whole number sentence in a standard written method. So yes, 9, 6, 3, 6, 9, 6.30 divided by 42. So do not forget at this point here, there is a decimal that has to go up with your answer. Okay, so now ask yourself, 9 divided by 42. Of course, I can't do. So now I ask myself, how about 96 divided by 42? And so I have here, I have a little 84 here, which means I can have two 42s in 96. So what I will do next is I will subtract, hold on. Okay, so here's my 9, right? So I will subtract 84 and find what's my remainder. So 96 minus 84, 6 minus 4 would be 2, 9 minus 8 would be 1, and the next step would be to bring down this 3. Okay, so here we'd have our 3. Now ask yourself, if I have 123 and I'm going to divide by 42, how many 42s can I have? Unfortunately, we need 126 if we wanted to make 3. So we can't go to 126. We still have to use 84, which is 2 times. So again, this gets repeated 2. So 2 times 42 would be 84. So you write your 84. And almost here, you're going to get a very huge remainder. So let's see what's the remainder. Of course, borrow. And 13 minus 4, you'd have a 9 here. 11 minus 8 would have a 3 here. And now you'll have to bring down this digit 6. And now you have 396. You have only worked out your times table up to 210, which means you need to do more. So let's continue. 16. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. This will be 24 with an added 0 at the back. Okay. The next one would be 28 with an added 0 at the back. 280. The next one should be 320. Okay, we don't have space here. So I'm going to erase a little bit and move up. And okay, so I'm going to write it a little smaller here. Okay, sorry about that. So here would be 240. Okay, then the next would be 280. And then the next would be 320. And finally 360. And don't forget, when you are reaching 400, it means that's already 10 times 40. Do not forget your 2. Over here it's 12 plus 14 plus 16 plus 18 and plus 20. So I'm exceeding my whiteboard. I hope you can still see that. So now add them up. 240 plus 12. So 40 plus 12 is 52. So this is 252. Yes, I know it takes time to build this times table, but you don't have a choice unless you use a calculator. 280 plus 14 would be 294. Okay. 320 plus 16 would be 336. I'm doing all this using mental maths. 20 plus 16, it's 36. 60 plus 18, that's 78. So I'll just keep my 300 in front. Okay. And finally, this is 420. That is 10 times 42. Over here, I have 396. I can't reach 420, but I have reached 398. Sorry, 378. So that would be my answer that I would write here. But how many times is that? How many times of 42 goes into 378? Obviously, you can just make a count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So here you have a 9. A very long division indeed. So 9 times 42 is 378. Now you do a subtraction. 6 minus 8, you can't do, borrow. So this will become 8. 16 minus 8 would be 8. 8 minus 7 would be 1. And then you bring down your 9. You're not done yet. So now you have a 9. Ask yourself, 189. Where do I see 189? I don't see 189. So I have to use 168. Okay, so how many times is that? That's 4 times. Okay, so 4 times 42, okay, would be 160. 8. Do my subtraction next. Okay. 9 minus 8, 1. 8 minus 6, 2. Now you bring down the digit 6. Now we have 216. Any chance of us finding 216? No. We have 210. We have 210. How many times is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can have 5 42s in 200, and that makes 210. Okay, now we'll have to do again a subtraction. 6 minus 0 would be 6. Bring down your 3. Okay, so now we have 63. 63 divided by 42, obviously can only go in once. So again, minus 42. Okay, and over here I'm extending down. Borrow, okay, 5 and 3, and this will become 13. I don't have to do that, all right, don't I? So I don't have to borrow because 3 minus 2 it's 1. 6 minus 4 is 2. And finally, my 0. All right, so 210, and that's exactly here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can close the division already. So 5 times 42, it's 210, and so you will not have a remain at the back. So now we have our answer, and since this is in dollar sign, you maintain your dollar sign. 22945, which is $22,945.15. So if you had this much of money, and if you decided to divide it with 42, maybe this is an old man, he had so much of money left in his account, he wanted to divide it with 42 grandchildren, each grandchildren will still receive this much of money. Now that's great. Now all this can be done in the click of a button called the calculator. If you have that, yes, you could do. You could always now take the calculator and counter check your answers. Now, when you grow big, yes, you're always most welcome to use your calculator, and we even have calculators in our phones. But in the event everything fails, you would need to be able to calculate manually. Okay, so this is doing the work manually without the calculator. Yes, I know it's tedious. It's probably very horrible and horrendous as well. But, sometimes we just need to know how to do the basics. And I agree that this is a very complex division question with 2 digits and such a long number. But if you can do it, you can do it. All right. So let's clear this and move on with our next question, which is mixed operations. Okay, so over here I have a multiplication followed by a subtraction. So which one should I do first? According to the rules of Bodmer's, brackets and off has to be done first. If you see them, division and multiplication would take second priority, followed by finally addition or subtraction. So over here, we have a multiplication, means we have to do this first. This part has to be done first, and then only subtracted by this much. Okay, there is a little correction here, which is very simple. I'll just change it. I will use RM. Okay, so it should be RM. You are all in Malaysia, so we use RM. Okay, so now let's do this calculation and see how it turns or how it works out. Okay, so clear? 71,000 times 14. Okay, I'm going to show you a different method to multiply, not lattice. Okay, this one is actually working on dividing the number 14 into 10 and then 71,000 times 4. Okay, this is also another method where you break up 14 into 10 and 4. I'm sure you know by now when you multiply a digit or any number by 10, it becomes 10 times bigger. So you just add a 0 at the back. So you write 7, 1, 0, 0, 0. This is your original question, 71,000, and put another 0 at the back. So now this number reads as 710,000. Add this with whatever answer you're going to get here, okay, which is 71,000 times 4. How do you do this? There are 3 zeros at the back. So you start with 3 zeros at the back. 1, follow your place value, 2 and 3. Okay, 3 zeros here. Now all you are left to do is 71 times 4. And for that, if you really don't know, you just do a simple calculation like this, 71 times 4. Okay, so 4 times 1, 4. 7 times 4, it's 28. So you keep on writing the digit, follow the house. So this would be 4, this would be 8, and this would be 2. Now you add both these answers, okay? I'm writing the addition here because I don't have space here. In normal days or normal ways, you would write your addition symbol over here. However, addition is still addition as long as you know what you're doing. So 0 plus 0, 0. 0 plus 0, 0. Remember, one's house, 10's house, 100's house, 0. 1,000's house, I have a 4. 10,000's house, this is a 9. 1 plus 8 is 9. And over here, another 9. Now I have 994,000 as the answer or the product for this. I've got to take this answer and subtract with 478. So I'm going to continue doing it. 478,000. So if I want to be very sure of writing it, start from the back. So you start from the last digit here. You start writing your 4. You write your 0. You write your 6. You write your 8. You write your 7. And finally your 4. So it's exactly in this all the same or the correct houses now. 0 minus 4. Please don't write 6. You need to borrow, and this is also a 0, you need to borrow, and this is also a 0, you need to borrow from the 4. So 4 becomes a 3. You give 1 here, it becomes a 9, because this fella has to give 1 to this fella. So this guy now is a 10, but since he has to give 1 over here, this also becomes a 9. And here we are left with a 10. So now 10 minus 4, yes, 6. 9 minus 0, 9. 9 minus 6, 3. 3 minus 8, you'll need to borrow. So this will become 8 and this will become 13. 13 minus 8 is 5. Here was 8. So 8 minus 7 is 1. And 9 minus 4 is 5. So your answer is RM. You can put a little comma here to help you reading the answer. That would be 515,396. Write it up again. Okay, so that is how you can solve a mixed operation. And over here, I've chosen another method to show how you can do a multiplication. Okay, so let's move on with our next question, which is, or the final question, which is this. 795,000, again with BODMAS, 619 ringgit 80 cents, divide by 100 minus 64. So here we have a bracket. It means that brackets have to be done first. You have to do the subtraction first. So 100 minus 64, what is it? So copy your question again. Okay, so here you have to write 700 RM. Okay, 795, 619 ringgit 80 cents. Okay, and you've got to divide it with, what is 100 minus 64? That is, if you can do that mentally, that would be 36. Okay, so if you don't know how to do that, then you do a normal subtraction. You take 100 and minus 64. Okay, so you'll need to borrow, right? Here 9, over here you'll get 6. So 9 minus 6 here, 36. Okay, so now how do I do this? This is again a very long division. Okay, so you build the times table 36. You will have to do that. Okay, so now I'm going to use the other method to do to build up times table 36, which is the repeated addition method. Okay, so I'm going to give some space here and clear up all this. And let's see how to build times table 36 using the repeated addition method. Okay, so here we go. Times table 36. 36. Okay, is 1. That means 1 times 36 is 1. Oh, sorry, 1 times 36 is 36. So plus with 36. Now you have 6 plus 6, 12. Okay, and this is 72. So this is 2 times 36 plus another 36. Okay, over here will be 8 and this is 10. So this is 108. This is 3 times 36 plus another 36. You've got to go on like that. 8 plus 6 would be 14. So 4, carry up 1, 3, 4. So now we have 144 and that is 4 times 36. Plus another 36. Okay, and here we have 6 plus 4, 10. Okay, so carry up 1. This is 7, 8. So you have 180. And that is 5 times 36. Keep on building. Okay, you may need more. So plus 36. 6. This is 11. And this is 2. So this is 6 times 36. Maybe we can try solving this now. Okay, so let's try and see. 795,619 divide and 80 cents divide by, this is how you write your division, and here we have times table 36. This is how you write out your question in standard written method. Now ask yourself, how many 36 could go into 7? Obviously you can't. So how about 79? Now you see here you have 72. So you could have 2 36s and you would have only 72. So you can take your 79 minus your 72 and you would have 7 as your remainder. Bring down your 5 and ask yourself the same question again. How many 36 could go into 75? Again, luckily our answer is still 72. That means I'll have 2 36s that would go into 75. So again, it's 2. So 2 times 36 would be 72 minus to get your remainder. So your remainder here is 3. Bring down your next digit, which is 36 itself. How many 36 would go into 36? Obviously, your answer is 1. So 1 times 36, it's 36. Do the division. Okay, do the subtraction. Do not say, oh, it's 1. I don't have to do anything. 636 minus 36. Obviously, there's no remainder, but you have to continue doing your division. So bring down your 1 and ask yourself, how many 1 can go into 36? 0. So put in that 0. 0 times 36, 0. 1 minus 0, it's 1. Then you bring down your 9. Ask yourself, how many 36 can go into 19? Obviously, your answer is still a 0. So 0 times 36, 0. 19 minus 0, it's 19. At this point, your answer has a decimal point. You bring down your next digit, which is a 8. Now look at 198. Do we have 198 here? This is 216, which is more than 198. So you can only work with 180. So 180 means there are 5 36. Okay, so 5 times 36 is 180. So write your 180 and now do the subtraction. Over here 8 and then over here 1. And again, bring down your 0, your final 0. And over here we have a 0. So now we have the number 180. 180 is exactly 5. So another 5. 5 times 36, 180. And so now we will not have a remainder anymore. Okay, so the answer for this question, okay, is 22,100 ringgit and 55 cents. Okay, so you can see the answer here. And that's how you solve this question, a long division. All right. So with that, I end my part 1, which is how to multiply and divide large numbers, okay, in units of money. And stay tuned for the next part. Thank you. Bye-bye.